Skibidi-wop-de-wop. Oh shit, that's right. My totally free workers. Have you ever... Ah shit, it's an hour or two. I was playing to get tired enough to go to bed. Are you a peer boy that's never done drugs and yet looked at some of them and go, this is probably an improvement? I just look at cocaine and amphetamines and I just think, oh man, having energy would be nice. Caffeine isn't doing it for me. Been awake since 3 in the morning, and that's only after less than 6 hours of sleep. Fantastic. How the fuck do people fall asleep after lying in bed for 5 literal minutes? That shit is insane to me. Seems like the situation has been getting worse over the last 2 days. The exploration team's movement will be limited as a result. Who can I get to take this commission up? What's going on? Has something happened? Ah, Trailer and Paimon, your timing is truly impeccable. Of course, impeccable, you say. Sounds like we've got trouble on our hands again. For reasons unknown, some dark mud-like substance has come pouring out of the caverns and mines of the chasm lately. It's spreading, okay. It is a very sudden affair and the exploration team has yet to come up with any countermeasures, so investigations there have started and stopped several times. As such, Yare has asked the Adventurers Guild to send help. Yeah, dark mud stuff, isn't that thing from beneath the chasm? That's exactly the substance I speak of. I do not know why it has reached the caverns and mines, but either way, the exploration team's progress has been stymied, and even their day-to-day movements have been affected. After all, they rely heavily on the mining tunnels for the transportation of goods and materials. How long has this been going on? For some time now, Yare says that he's found a researcher from Sumeru who can help him out. But that researcher seems to need to help himself. I must admit that this has been troubling me ever since. You know, Yare probably pays pretty well. Has no one stepped forward? I'm afraid mostly owing to the extreme danger that the dark mud poses, quite a few people actually came on account of the reward. But the moment they heard it was the chasm, they quickly declined. To make things trickier, most adventurers are not familiar with the chasm's layout. So the one who accepts this commission will have to be someone with no fear of danger and who knows the chasm like the back of their hand. Man, I wonder of whom they might speak. And just as I was puzzling over this matter, you two dropped by. You know, it sent Paimon in. It's about time she carried her weight. So that's how it is. Things do seem pretty serious, Gerald. Right. Let's go have a look. I suppose we can help Yare out. Now let's go, shall we? How about that? Yare did say that you just have to look for that other researcher from Sumeru. Or to quote him verbatim, if anyone's willing to help, tell them to go to the campsite at the chasm. That guy will be there prepping as usual. Alright, we'll be off. Thank you. The chasm safety is in your hands. Relative safety. I have a tendency of setting up explosives. Entirely by accident, I assure you. Spout rock, a strange... Rock with a strange physical properties that can store high pressure air. What? Now, those are the things that I hit to create the updrafts. I remember seeing that on the loading screen. Geronimo? Ah, Hosini. Wait, isn't it the... Haven't we met several times before? I didn't think that the environment here would be so unique. In that case, the energy system of the Persina spike will... Traveler and Paimon, it has been a while. Were you two here at the chasm? Actually, I do recall Hedva saying that you'd help the exploration team out a lot. That said, the situation in the chasm has been worsening. It's no place for a walk in the park. Well, it's not a place with a park at all, sir. Wait, are you... Oh, come on. Didn't we just meet a short while ago? Have I been keeping track? I mean, I do always end up asking for your help, but that's no reason to pretend that you don't recognize me. Weren't you the dude with the fruits and the spike? Were you the guy with the fruits? I can't even remember. I want to introduce myself once again. I am Hassini, a researcher at the academia. I've been working on a device known as the energy amplifier, and I even went to Inazuma to do some reference work for there. I wonder how much of this shit is just made up for the game that has nothing to do with any sort of plot or story. However, I run out of operating funds for my research, and so I have to return to Sumeru. Okay, Palma thinks she remembers you now. You do? You're Amplifier Man. Yeah, that's the guy. I'm quite sure that I've never introduced myself as such. Oh, don't worry, you don't have to. Paimon takes control of this shit. Whatever the case, I received a request from a fellow researcher named Hedva. I owe him a favor regarding research funds from way back. So I'm here at the chasm to help him solve this issue. Well, I hope that explanation is clear enough, in which case, let me ask the question, why are you two here on the chasm? Well, we also just so happen to have received a commission from Hedva. We're your backup. Oh, so that's you. And to think I was worried when Hedva mentioned that he was going to get some people to help out. Since it's you, I guess there's nothing to worry about. I must admit, if I were to attempt to resolve the dark mod issue here at the chasm myself, it would take a lot of time and energy. Well, good thing you got me to waste those things. But with your help, our odds are, well, higher. What do you need us to do? You were at a Persina spike, right? Oh, sure, yeah, I remember shoving that into a machine. A device that can release energy that disrupts the ley lines. Yeah, sure, that. According to my hypothesis, we can place the spike at points where the dark mud is pouring out to disrupt the ley line movements and clear it away. Is the dark mud even related to the ley lines? Well, they did appear based on anomalies in the ley lines, so it is very likely that they are related. That's what Hedva and I have discussed anyway. So we can use the spike to disrupt or even close the openings that allow the ley lines here to access external elements, which will stop the dark mud. I see. However, we were previously just using the spike to disrupt the ley lines. This is the first time using the spike to seal them. I have done some estimations and adjustments, some of the spike's parameters. In theory, nothing should go wrong. But in theory is just as you know, ultimately theory, and theories must all be tested. I was just thinking of the beginning the initialization process, in fact, but it has some risks. Allow me then. Alright, I'll leave it to you. I'll observe from the sides. No, hell no, I'm pushing you to the front line. You're my meat shield. Eh? What am I looking at? Is that a wind vane? Don't I need to use like the wind boom hanging her to spin it around and unlock some shit? The dark mud oozing forth from the ley lines will buff nearby monsters, increasing their attack and defense greatly. When these monsters are in areas covered by the dark mud, their abilities will be further increased. I seem to remember some of this shit being overground as well. They really haven't bothered innovating, have they? Monsters will attack the Persina spike constantly, and surrounding air will flood over with dark mud. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's gonna be a shit show. Clear the mud to weaken the creatures, and defeat them to prevent the spike from being damaged. Great. And I'm assuming I'm gonna need to use powers of crystal healing. Or up there, they are. Oof. Any homeopath's wet dream right here, baby. Chance to be a hero. Just chuck some crystals around. Why is it flowing out from there? Did I miscalculate? Yeah, I want to know too. Someone touched the spike, Traveler. I wasn't planning on it. Stop!
Time to go.
Poke the folk.
I'm going in! Let me weave you a verse.
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Am I just be missing them again? Or are they just coming out in a steady flow?
Teamwork is trick! Torn to oblivion!
Oh shit, they should activate this thing.
Into the wind.
No, my sword! Off we go! Rain outlines
What's
your
with time limit?
Go in! Rain cutter!
Clouds high. The birds tall.
There is no escape!
Oh god, the
Wind strike.
that's only a moderately irritating position. Just like my political one. Do you say that theoretically there wouldn't be any problems, so the spike wound up causing the dark mud to gush out instead? Is that how it is? To think that I did not factor the ground into my calculations. Yeah, I do that too. I keep crash landing. Just walking. Factor the ground into your calculations. That's right, our previous experiments all took place on softer soil. But within the chasm, the medium through which the spike's energy travels is not soil but rock, which has very different properties. So we're failing on geology, and this caused a major discrepancy between the earlier calculations and the actual results. Indeed, the theory is not a mere matter of imagination. Instead, it must be grounded and proven in reality. Yeah, good for you. This proving process seems kind of dangerous, though. Also, why did so much mud come out all at once? Indeed, this place is quite far from the mining complex, so the mud really shouldn't be flowing all the way here. The situation must be more urgent than we imagined. Also, pressing a spike has definite effect on environments affected by the dark mud. This shows the mud's proliferation is, as I guessed, an issue that stems from the ley lines. This proves the need for experimentation and proof, does it not? It proves the need for proof? Sure. Of course, if I had done the experiment myself, I would have wound up being attacked with monsters. When I was worried about being injured, that would be a small loss compared to any damage that might be done to Persina spikes. Why do these people care so little about their own health and safety? How would I answer to our great tutor Furnace if my... Furnace Amphibious? Or my fellow researchers in the... Oh, Chara War? My god, how the... I'm gonna have to Google that at some point. You should pay more attention to your own safety nonetheless. True, the data we collected can be used to adjust the results of our calculations. Now the solutions to these interfering parameters. I believe there are 4 such methods, though there should be only one that will prove most effective. Thank you so much for helping me with the test run, Traveler. I will make some adjustments to Persona spikes. Later it can be moved to the mining complex where operations can then begin. Moving it to the mining complex? By yourself? Well, no, I had agreed to, with Gedwe, to hire some of the local miners here to move it. But when they heard my objective was to resolve the issue of the dark mud, they refused any payment. I've spoken to Gedwe and Muning from the Ministry of Civil Affairs, however. More will still go to them as compensation. Of course, I'll need you to start the machine up once it reaches its destination. Coolio. Where is this destination? Wait till night. Oh, come now. Oof, I'm worried I'll need a max level lumen stone. Ever purchase? Maybe. This is my favorite aspect of the game. I wish they just gave me the option to skip right from the dialogue. I can pull shit like this. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that he moved after 20 hours, but my understanding of time seems to be slightly skewed in this game.
Follow the wind.
Should I plant light sources around the area? I don't know. Hello, Hasini. Yep, we're here to help. I was just checking the Persona spike. I must say the Yare's miners are made of stern stuff. Just 2 of them were enough to transport the spike here. But since the spike has some very fine moving parts, I need to check if it has been affected while in transit. In theory though, everything should be fine. Oh, I'm sure it'll be. That's what I said last time too, and you nearly got Paimon Traveler into deep trouble. Ugh. Sleepiness is kicking in. Great. Well, I did say that there is a difference between theory and reality. However, I made sure to check everything before I came. Everything has been prepared, and once initialized and in operation, the spike will not need any initial elemental energy input to maintain its charging state. Wait, it doesn't need any initial energy? It will just keep charging and then explode? Yes, before I had to adapt it to Inazuma's environment, so I modified it such that it could only charge and operate through the use of Electro. However, that is not the original operating mode for the Persona spike. Originally, it was intended to function in this sort of environment. In fact, this dark mud is its power source. The mud provides the power to the spike. Where the fuck did you find this thing? And that's why the spike is perfectly suited for solving this issue, or exacerbating it. If you consider it, this dark mud issue we've been having in the chasm has both symptom and source, both of which must be resolved. Of these, the source is the ley lines, the spreading mud. Is it the ley lines? Exactly. As such, we must nip the problem in the bud by sealing the openings, the ley lines through which the dark mud is spewing. God, I'm slurring so many of my words. I'm talking a little bit like Lish. Alright, I'm Sean Connor from now on. The sealing of the ley lines will not completely solve the problem of the dark mud that has already come out. However, the personal spike has the ability to absorb the energy within the dark mud and decrease its powers as a contaminant. This is what we call fixing the symptoms. This way, the dark mud that has already reached the surface will serve as a power source of the personal spike, and as the spike continues operation, it will close the ley lines from which the mud is spewing forth. I feel like you're just repeating yourself. As for those monsters who have been affected by the mud due to a long-term exposure, they will lose the enhancement they get from it and be awakened. Or be weakened, I mean. That's 3 birds with 1 stone! You know what? This Percy Spike C is better than Paimon thought. It's called Persona Spike. Persona's brilliant truly is such that one might believe that the spike was specifically made to solve problems such as these. If that guess of mine is true, then this whole process of solving the dark mud problem could serve as valuable experimental data in the future. Who knows, this research might even allow me to discover some hitherto unknown principles behind the persona. Behind how persona could affect the ley lines using certain devices. This subject has great value, honestly. If I could win the Academia's Cavicavus prize with this, that would be wonderful. Cavicavus prize? What is that? This is a prize that the Academia gives out to, especially to young researchers. Your hair is gray, you can't be that young. Every year, the sages will go over the research reports sent in and cast votes to select the winner. The criteria for winning are that the subject must be groundbreaking, creative, and that person sending the report must have great potential and be under 40 years of age. Okay, so at least not at a midlife crisis. All those who have won the Cavicavus prize while under the age of 40 would go on to win great renown in the Academia. That sounds awesome. Well, let's start the spike up right now. Let's hope it solves the problem. That said, please take note, Traveler, that while Persona Spike is a very impressive piece of equipment, it is also quite intricate and fragile. If it is hit while operating, or if it is submerged by dark mud, which can cause fouling, the spike will turn off automatically to prevent any further damage. Great. As such, please be aware of the mud and of monsters while you operate the device. I'll fuck this up in no time, don't worry. Got anything more to say? Yeah, I'll prevent the stoppage. Smells dirty though. While charging up, the challenge is considered a success once charging completes. The Persona Spike will enter a faulty state for a time if it is attacked. Yeah, we were told that. Good thing the spike additional energy is speeding up. Okay. Let's go. Oh, that's a lot of shit. Wait.
Time to go.
Shine down. Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork. Know my sword.
What's the best way of handling this? Where can I refill? Jesus.
There is no one with nature.
Oh god, it's right there.
Adventure time.
There we go. I don't know how to use it on the device itself. Just what I know.
I'm going in.
As one with wind and cloud. Time to go. Wind strike.
Shine down.
They show at set intervals.
Everybody stand back. Witness the power of Fuwa.
Time to go.
At certain points of progress. Oh my god. The name of that quest. The effects are better than I thought. We've recorded all the phenomena we've seen and the data we've collected. Most importantly, the dark mud was completely cleared. It's just that, why do you look so unhappy? Is it a bad thing that the mining complex is all clean? Let me think. Well, when Hedeva and I analyzed the situation previously, we believed that the opening in the ley lines through which the dark mud came should be here. I think that such an opening would have been this easy to clear out, so the true entry point must be somewhere else. And in this case, the affected areas also include the frontline mines. Exactly, this means that the point through which the dark mud is flowing in is in the tunnels. Such areas will be far more narrow, allowing for a greater buildup in the mud, and making it easier for monsters to swarm, thus worsening our problems. Still, I have full faith in Persona Spike. It is, after all, Persona's great creation. Are we ever gonna meet her? Take her hand, pat her on the back, give her the Nobel Prize for purple mud, I don't know. Just maybe do a bit of maintenance work on it first. I'll call the miners who've agreed to move the spike into the tunnels over. You can't get miners to do that. That's illegal. They have to be at least age of consent. Oh god, is this next day shit gonna keep going? Tick tock, motherfucker. Still not sure how to... Oh, hello. How to get this. Piece of adjuvant. Oh yeah.
Time to go.
Sweet, sweet crystals.
Follow the wind.
What this place is all about. Wait, there's more people here now? To how? That sounds oddly familiar.
Silly.
Hey, how you fellas doing? You're just in... How come only one man is wearing a fucking hard hat? You're just a time traveler. We were just discussing how to move Persona Spike in. I must say, however, that the situation is far more serious than we anticipated. And this is bad. There's too much mud in here. And it's crawling with monsters attracted by the mud. We can't move this bike in. We can't find any path forward at all. We're still a long way off from the mining tunnels. Come on, we've got to try again. If it still doesn't work out, let's go back out there and grab a few more bodies to help out. I mean, I'm not to the mine... Am I not the... Speech is... Am I not to the mining superstar? Man, social media creates all kinds of celebrities. I can carve through a mountain with but a few swings of my pickaxe. These monsters are no match for me. Let's get moving. Bah, keep on faking. We'll see how much redder your face can get from all that coughing. Nonsense, We can't proceed any further in. Long-term exposure to this mud will have severe consequences. The large number of monsters makes things even more dangerous. But we all saw it, didn't we? We put the machine in the mining complex and it was cleaned up just like that. If we could just get rid of all this mud sooner. This isn't the time to be prizing speedy solutions. Whether it be in experiments or in problem solving, proceeding without preparation and proper examination is too rash. One mistake could cost lives. Your own life is of utmost importance. This is one of the most basic axioms of the Academia's lab manual. Then how come you acted like you didn't give a shit about your own life like 2 paragraphs ago? Jesus Christ. Or 2 quests ago, whatever. As a researcher from the Academia, I cannot simply stand by and allow such foolhardiness. If we stop, who's gonna do something about all this mud? If it continues attracting all these monsters, it wouldn't matter if we bought another 20 people. We wouldn't make any headway. Let me think. If this is really unworkable, we could activate the spike once more over here first. Here? That's right, I just gave the dark mud emissions a once over. And though they are faster than how they were the day before in the mining complex, this is not yet the heart of the problem. So the purification rate should be quicker than the rate at which the dark mud can flow out. Those monsters in the chasm were affected by the dark mud. I suspect that they must be affected by its energies. So setting up the spike here and decreasing the mud's influence in the vicinity should also be of help to you, traveler. If we clear out I get it, we're just moving mud. The monsters should stop congregating. And once that's happened, we can try moving the spike further in. Let's do this! You two, head back to camp and rest first. We'll have need of you later. Come on, I don't need rest yet, we just... It's not time for the mining superstar to lay his pickaxe down just yet. If it's clearing monsters, I can help out too. Quit the tough guy act already. I've seen this pattern of yours before. This is Traveler we're talking about, where he gets to fixing things. There's little people like you and I have to fear. We'll leave the dark mud in this area to you, Traveler. Got it. Just leave it to me. Relax. Ah yes, Traveler, this area is covered in mud. The situation is far worse than I thought. I get it! Oh, look, listen. We're going Super Mario Sunshine on this, okay? Let's just get it done. There are also monsters nearby. Stay on your toes. It's fine, I'll get a shiny out of it. I'll take care of myself. No, I mean stay on your toes regarding the person in Spike. What is it going to turn on me now? I have full confidence in your abilities, but less so in the awesome yet fragile Spike. Please make sure that the Spike makes it through unscathed. Does that have a health bar again? Don't know why I didn't have one earlier. Oh, well, at least I have this. Nice. As you defeat opponents with entanglements, Prison Spike in operation will release shockwaves at intervals that deal damage to opponents they hit and dispel buffs that those possess. The area will constantly brim over with dark mud. Once this mud covers the Prison Spike, it will cause a fault and prevent the spike from unleashing shockwaves. Use Blooming Light to destroy using concretions to maintain the spike's operation so that it may continue to aid you. Of course!
Illusion shattered.
As a person who will play ultimately, it should be able to aid you in... Okay, good shot.
Teamwork is trick. Rain cutter.
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
There is no escape.
Wind strike.
Let's light it up.
There's all this damage to the
The wind knows it.
shield just from the plunging attack. Oh, there we go. Screw that. Oh shit.
Time to go.
Damn it, cooldown. Whoa, 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 you taking me now?
Wait, everybody stand back!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Witness the power. Shine down. Now you shall
Let's hope
perish.
there's still shit for me to hit. Good. And the energy's back. Oh, Jesus. Well, this isn't particularly hard.
Illusion shattered.
That's what she said. Wait. I take the back.
One with nature.
Inazuma shines eternal. Rain outlines your fate.
What the hell is this thing made of? And who the hell made it?
Teamwork is strict. Let me weave you a verse.
Is he swinging the banner around?
Call. Wind strike.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion.
Ow. God damn it. I never get to smack. The initial damage is too high. Yay, artifacts. Hello, Hosseini. Oof, sounds a little too close to a dictator's name. Why, as I should have expected of you, I suppose. Now the dark mud and monsters are gone with minimal damage to the person of Spike. God damn it, your obsession with this fucking Spike. I'm most glad that you were the ones who got to help us out. If it were anyone else, I doubt they could have solved the siege issue quite so handily. Well, I am pretty good at what I do. Indeed, that is plain to see. The two miners, Tu and Hao, not to be confused with Hu Tao, have headed back to rest. Looks like it'll be difficult to move the Spike back right away. But clearing the mud out as we go isn't a good idea either. The closer we get to the area venting the mud, the more intense the rate at which it will just keep flowing out. We have to stop this problem directly at this source. Looks like we need another solution. At another day. It keeps spreading gradually. This state of affairs cannot be allowed to persist. Is there some way I can transport person's bike without touching the ground? As in, people don't touch the ground? Have you tried throwing it? Use the cannon. The mountain breaker.
Time to go.
I wonder what's the weirdest way something's been transported. Why a cannon seems pretty hardcore. Was there really no, like, end quest to this? It's just... Like, what the fuck was it that happened? Arataki got arrested? The end? Man, I admire the writers. That is a bold choice. That's a little too real for most people. Where are these silly sausages? Get over here. I know you want a piece of this.
Should replace my hammer.
Come on.
You're pretty good.
Why, thank you. And wait the next day. Okay, I already got that. Spend some points because I feel like it. So every two of these missions gets me one roll. So I'll get one more roll out of doing these. I guess he's admiring the lights. Can't blame him. It's nice and shiny. hold on. That gets picked up by the stream, doesn't it? Shit. Yeah, sorry about this. Give me a second. What is life? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Ooh. Exactly. 0, 0, 0.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to
Wait, you
convince
just...
anyone to become a wanderer.
Yeah, you're not making a lot of progress these days, are you? I'm confused. Where exactly is it? Oh wait, he's right here. Really? Alright then. Oh god, he's infected. I've seen here, you're right. I think I must be feeling the effects myself. I must have stayed here too long while thinking about how to move Persina's spike towards the ley line rupture. It's not a big deal though, I've had some rest and I'm much better already. At the same time, I've also thought of a solution. It's just that... Well, I must say that finding a way to move the Persina spike around is actually not as hard as finding excuses to extend report submission dates. Since the mud covers the ground, we can make it float just a little by using hot air balloons and transport the spike that way. Oh god, please no. Oh, that sounds like a pretty good idea, except all my setups require me staying grounded in one place. Of course, this will help us solve the dark mud problem to some extent. But in areas where it has blocked up the tunnel, we might still have trouble getting the hot air balloon through. This is without speaking of the monsters that the mud will attract. I'm afraid that we'll have to leave such things to you. Don't worry, between Paimon and the Traveler, all these monsters won't even know what hit them. Is here the star of the show, Paimon? I'll lend you my sword for a while. Well, I don't care. I'm turning into a... Yeah, boss. Paimon's mostly just cheering you on from the side, you know. Herc, cough, cough. To think that laughing just a little will make me cough this much. Well, the case, 2 and how are packing the Persina spike and getting the balloon ready. I've packaged the Persina spike myself, but the mere effort of standing up for a while was enough to send me into coughing fits. Embarrassing. Looks like I have to train the body as well as the academic mind in the future. Go, look for them. You can tell me what to do. Not in range, really. Did I find them? Were they buried? No. If only it were that easy. Wait, below? Oh, so it is. And my OCD can't leave these sparklies, just leave lying around.
Gather.
I can't leave these rocks just leaving. My god. Absolute poetry. 2 words to live by. Now investigate. Hello, how? Hello, too. How to? Hey, Traveler, you're just in time. We're done wrapping this thing up. Guess that dude from Sumeria explained how we're going to use this hot air balloon. Come on, Asini, not some dude from Sumeria is here to help us with the dark mod. Couldn't you have a bit more respect? Hey, this is just some friendly form of address. Right, whatever. The balloon can be used and the purification device has also been prepared. Traveler, if you Need the help of the mining superstar. Actually, never mind. I can't help you right now. At least you got some self-awareness. Go get some rest. Whatever the case, if you want to start moving the device, just start the hot air balloon right up. Hello too, hello too. You want to start moving the device? Okay, sure. Be careful of the mud and monsters along the way. Sure thing, boss. Escort the hot air balloon to its destination to complete the challenge. When you encounter dark mud or monsters along the way, the transportation process will stop. Clear them out as quickly as possible and allow the balloon to reach its destination. Right, so same shit as always. I've got a feeling I'm gonna want Miss Zhongli for this. Zhongling.
I'll bring my seasoning.
Ring a ding ling ding. And off. Oh shit, this is the wrong direction. Please be careful as you transport this bike. It's really delicate. Sure. Incoming monsters, you have to get rid of them before proceeding. We just went over this.
I'm going in. Eat this. Ring cutter. There is no escape. Nice and spicy.
Do you really have to really this thing too? Oh my god.
Let's light it up. Time to act.
I guess not even in the way. Oh my god.
Time to act.
Okay, well at least they grant you some shit along the... Please? Chill? Man, that is some foul digestion. Oh,
Illusion shattered.
Out of the frying pan. Teamwork is great. Let me leave you.
yeah, I will regret not bringing Kaza. I'm probably gonna swap. You know, I'd have to be doing this much gathering. I thought we'd be moving
Let's light it up.
continuously. Okay. So can I swap? Okay. You never know with games. Everything's arbitrary.
The wind knows.
Shine down.
Well, that would be a waste of elemental reactions. Oh my god.
Time to go.
Well done. Oh, convenient. Oh god, this is a battlefield.
There is no escape. Everybody stand.
One with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Witness the power.
Screw it.
Inazuma shines eternal.
I never get to use this. Wait, oh, that's it, huh? That personal spike has been moved to the... Okay, thank you. The spike has finally been placed. According to my estimations, this should be the opening, through which the ley lines are overflowing. If we can get the spike up and running here, we can affect the ley lines such that the opening can be closed. I believe that this will solve our problem for good. Can we start now then? No, we cannot. I must perform another round of checks. We cannot afford to have another problem like the ones we faced during the test run. Once the spike is ready, we will be rid of this terrible mud and the monsters that come with it.
Illusion. No, my sword. Let's light it up.
I'm still curious about what happened in, where was it? Shanghai? Where the Hoyo operates? Like last I heard they had to
Take it easy.
take on the role of, what's it called? Crisis relief? Due to the insane lockdown restriction. Like if you wanted a lockdown to complain about, look at that shit, Jesus Christ. I wonder how normalized China's operating procedures, so to speak, are for the Chinese people. Because some of that shit just seems so insane from the outside. All the tracking, lack of privacy, immediate clampdowns. But I got a feeling it's not something that you just get accustomed to over a single day. It probably takes a lifetime. Like Americans with guns. Take that logic to any other first world country and you'll probably be left out of the room. Where is this man? Why must I speak to him before I can activate this shit? We all know what's going to happen. Skip the courtesy. I kept hoping these, what do you call them, gas vents? Would grant me access to a hidden tunnel or something, but it is yet to happen. Traveler, you're finally back. How are your investigations going? The spike's adjustments have been completed. I'm still a little worried, but we can only leave it there in the tunnels. Sorry, getting distracted. The spike's adjustments have been completed. I'm still a little worried, but we can only leave it there in the tunnels. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just a little worried, but you can only leave it there in the tunnels. I've asked Hedwe to make some medicine for 2.5 as well. You can do that? Is he gonna just chop up some mushrooms? Put some garlic sauce on it? It's all up to you now, Traveler. Initialize the spike and seal the openings through which the dark mud is gushing out. Honestly, when Hedwe first came to me for help, I thought to myself that I'd just pack the spike up and head to Sumeria if things didn't work out. In any case, we had done enough experiments on the Persina spike already. More than enough to have data that could support a full report. But who and how? If I just left them there, they would have to deal with this dangerous dark mud for the rest of their lives. I decided that my research could not help them, and was only good enough for publishing reports. Then I would not be worth very much at all. That's why I decided to find some way to help stop the ley lines from spewing this mud. I must admit that coming into contact with this dark mud was something of a wake-up call for me as well. I believe in your strength, but the areas where the mud flows freely are still very dangerous, so be careful, Traveler. Got it! I'll take care of the spike. I was talking about you. The spike can indeed decrease the effect of the mud has on monsters if deployed at the ley line ruptures. But the monsters that have been attracted here too are just too numerous. So please, you have to take care of yourself. You can tell me what to do. If I want to fucking die, you're just gonna have to watch me. I'm quite sure there will be some serious effects when you activate the Persona spike at the location where the ley lines vent out dark mud, so you must be careful. You're all talk and no pants. All talk and no trousers. Use the Persona spike to defeat opponents and clear the dark mud within the time limit to accrue score. Defeating certain stronger opponents will grant you more points than defeating ordinary ones. Oh! Now we're at this point in the game, are we?
The wind knows it.
Shine down.
Okay, where are we at? Oh, back off.
Teamwork is great.
Wind strike. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Rain cutter.
Clickety clack, don't talk back.
Everybody stand.
Oh, this is what I should have seen all for.
One with wind and cloud.
Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion.
How does the spawn rate work? Whoops. That's
Ray
my staple on
outlines your
Mameo.
fate. Going in. Witness the power of the wild.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my.
Shine down. Now you shall perish.
Jesus Christ. Raiden's ability to kick ass is still very ridiculous.
Adventure time.
Oh wait, there's more.
Teamwork is rain cutter.
Clouds high. The birds.
Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion.
How did she do so much damage and serves as an energy battery? Is just fucking insane. Doesn't seem right. Jesus Christ. But then you got that burst.
Everybody stand. Witness the power of the wild.
As one with wind and cloud.
Shine down.
Can I get it
Now
in
you
time?
shall perish.
Nope. Can't. Pretty nice though. Is he gonna talk shit to me? Is there like a maximum limit to that? Did I score highly enough with you?
Time to go.
How does this make sense? Hey, I'm feeling some ludonarrative dissonance here. What the fuck was the narrative reason for the scoring, huh, buddy? How did it go? Did you manage to operate the spike successfully? Yes, it went well. Most of the dark mud is gone. Good, good. Though the Persona spike cannot seal the opening in one go, as long as it is successful, one's continued operation should not be an issue. This means that it's really just a matter of time before the opening closes completely. The problem is, therefore, solved. I guess I'm confident. I must record this. For all I know, I may yet become a figure of some influence in the academia once the full research report on the Persona spike is submitted. I might even write into my future memoirs. I can see it now. My experiments with the preternaturally skilled traveler at the chasm. I'll be waiting eagerly for that day to come. Haha! Well, I fear I'm not hardly as good at writing stories as I am at reports. I can only hope you forgive any flaws in my work. You know what? Nah. Okay, so now I get the reward. Go to challenge. Oh. Oh, that was a little anticlimactic. It's... like, I know they can clearly get away with this shit. It's just a little disappointing how every time at every event, they just don't give you any extra incentive to put in any extra effort. Like, any effort is extra effort. And so that's it. Come on, new characters. No. Who's gonna be the next 5-star? I'm gonna be saving this shit up. For some reason, I want these 4 stars. Which I don't think is going to be worth it. How much defense does Goro give? It's like, it doesn't seem comparable to the amount of attack power that Bennett would grant, for example. And then we can double this, so 400. And then 25%. Which, given that a lot of characters have between 800 and 600, 200 more, so it's just 600 defense. That's not a lot. Geo damage bonus, though, a little more valuable. But all the characters that he can boost the defense, so just don't really need it. You need like other scaling vectors. This one is actually a pretty big improvement. Okay, this one. Should be higher, honestly. What the fuck does this mean? This effect cannot stack and will take reference from the last instance of the effect that triggered it. Oh, in case you have multiple Goros on the team? Or... how come, like... if this dude could actually scale properly himself, it might be worth considering, but... ooh, some of the shit is yikesy. Okay, so he can do like... maybe 120 damage per 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Albedo does basically double that. And Albedo's isn't even... ultimate? I don't know. It's like it's so annoying. Like basically the main reason Goro isn't appealing is because you basically want him in a party with Zhongli, but Zhongli himself doesn't even scale with defense. How come, like, most of the Geo characters are focused around the defense stat, and then Zhongli shows up and just goes, nah, bro, it's all about the HP. Okay, now. What is this base considered? Yeah, over double. It's like an absolute truck. And then her own defense is just absolutely off the charts. It's just no reason. Okay, well. What is there worth doing today then? I'm probably gonna try and hit the hay soon. Not to be confused with Jesus. Wait. No, I'm not doing artifact farming. I need to upgrade Jean. What is with his loading? This doesn't usually take this long. That's what he said? So do the days of the week. Have there been updates to the loading screen information? There seems like it. Hey, you guys! Oh well. Sucks to be you, LeMayo. I'm sorry. I think Raiden has like over 200% bonus damage on her burst. I need to redistribute that shit.
Illusion shattered. Let's light it up. Out of the frying pan. Going in. You're toast. No, my sword. Ring cutter. Yeah.
Man, this shit is just ridiculous at this point. Riddick. Can I even do anything at this point? I just have to wait. Feels like they should change that. Okay, Beth. What a great name.
Rain outlines your fate.
And behold, my arch nemesis, Beth. Just to optimize the experience, distribution. Oh, there you go. How many more times do I need to do this? Now I keep track of this shit. It's like half a week worth, I think. God damn it, I really wish they changed the artifact system so I'd have more to do when it comes to building my team. Like, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people who implement this sort of set system do is implementing a set system at all, basically. Like, you need to have the most interesting effect first, so that you can pick and choose between them. So that you actually try to plan out your set, or your gear. Otherwise it's just, okay, I want this set and then just this set. It's just invaluable. It's like, if the 4-piece set bonus is just objectively better than any other set bonus for this character, it's not a matter of taste or preference, it's just, do you have the set or don't you? So fucking stupid. It's like, it makes sense in an MMO, I guess, where all you're doing is like trying to get the linear upgrades, although I don't like doing that either.
Solidify. Order guide you.
Like, I actually really like an MMO with really good horizontal progression instead of vertical progression. Like, you have a reason to go back into anything and everything. Because all the sets and items that you get are always going to be worth it. Final Fantasy XIV is like the closest thing that you get, but instead of there being mechanical and gameplay reasons to do it, it's just for the aesthetics, the glamour. And how the fuck have they coded that shit? I still have a hard time believing that they can't make the glamour sets larger. Doesn't World of Warcraft allow you to basically have every goddamn item? That seems like it should be fairly easy to code in. Like, all you need is a tag for the item, and then you should be able to find it in the database, and then bada bing bada boom, add it to your glamour. Like, as far as I understand, there shouldn't be a limit of any kind. Makes me really curious about how spaghetti coded that shit looks. Is there really not a timer in this thing? Or is it already respawned? Okay, let's check this. Domains, enemies. I guess he has respawned. Good on you, Beth. It still blows my goddamn mind how Ukraine was able to hold off and now seemingly win the war against Russia. How badly bungled must that entire operation have been? It should be pretty hard to lose against that level of superior firepower.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Booba, get them. No, my sword. Let me read you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Like, I kind of understand what happened, Like, they tried to keep it so fucking secret that not even their soldiers knew what the fuck was going on. But when this is the result, why would you do that?
Everybody stand back! Huh?
Seems like it's fairly obvious that that would happen. Just me? Mm. Ooh, that is bad. Jesus Christ. Again, what a fucking system. Imagine if there was just like a 20% discrepancy between the performance between each artifact. How much better this shit would be overall. Wait, what the fuck did... Huh. I was surprised by Dragon Spine. That's a big spire. Was there a story around it?
I do hope the Knights of Favonius are all working hard.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, the alternative is that you hope they aren't working hard at all. You know what? Maybe that would be better. You know what? I hope they're just fucking chilling. How fast this charge attack comes out makes it seem like it actually has a lot of DPS. Like compared to shit like this? Should she really be a healer? No, she has the ability to, but... This one's kind of interesting. And the fact that he synergizes with more animo, it's kind of interesting. I think she'd synergize well with sucrose.
Want me to come along?
There we go, expedition. The cavalry's here. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. My sleep pattern is so shit. And almost out of desperation, I'm just trying fasting since that apparently can at least affect it. I'll see if it doesn't worsen it. Jesus Christ, when it comes to diet, it's just... How to put this? Like, so many contradictory... not sources of information. Like, sometimes they're from the exact same source. It's just... like... you get the same benefits and downsides no matter what you do. Like... starting on one diet increases your sleep and energy, and going on another diet that is like the complete opposite also does the same. What the fuck? How can that be true? People's physiologies are so weird because of how the short-term, mid-term, and long-term consequences for anything you do to a person. which makes it really hard to actually track the effects that something might have on a person. I wonder how... Like, I actually want to read up on medical studies for shit like that.
Wherever in
Like,
this world
how
I roam,
often
I carry memories of my home.
the initial data seems to imply one thing, and then after a few more years of exposure to it, it leads to a different effect. Like, think of it in terms of developing an addiction. Like, just doing it once isn't usually enough for a lot of people, but after repeated exposure, you develop a habit, and then you develop a chemical dependency. And you can have that sort of shit in all kinds of ways. For all kinds of things. Like, insulin, or sorry,
Time to go.
diabetes can basically be viewed as a physical sugar addiction, basically. Your body becomes so used to the blood sugar that you have. Wait, is there a quest here? Oh shit! That it becomes unable to deal with any sort of variations and like locks into a new sense of normal. And you have that sort of pattern like everywhere.
Shine down. No, my sword.
Well, maybe shouldn't exaggerate. But it's a pretty common
Witness the power
pattern.
of Gugwa. Rain outlines your...
Jesus. And you have the same shit happen to, not opium addiction, but when pain medication stops working, you like need to reset the receptors and signalers so that it'll actually, so that the pain medication can start working again. It's really weird. It's not actually that weird, it makes sense, it's just seeing the pattern makes it sort of hard not to see it anymore. Not really straight up, huh? Oh shit. Do I need to go straight up too?
Illusion shattered.
No, my sword.
Wind strike.
Off we go. Adventure time.
And apparently fasting, like almost straight up starving, couldn't possibly like fuck with your insulin production and sensitivity to the point where you can sort of reset it, which kind of makes sense, but it's also a really weird recommendation to give somebody. It's like, hey, it's fine, just starve yourself for a bit. Hey, cheating! Who the fuck are you? Where is it? Where is it? If I can't find it... What's going on with the strong smell of gunpowder? What are you looking for? I'm looking for a toy. A doll of the size of my palm. Also, when I came down into the mine. Do you always bring a toy with you? You brought a toy into the mine? Do you always bring a toy with you? I know it sounds weird, but I had it in case I lost it. Am I the only one noticing a contradiction here? Yeah. So now you brought it to lose it. Oh, you're still here? Hey, give me another message if you're here so I can actually notice. Can I make this more visible? Here we go. Pop the message out. There we go. I know it sounds weird, but I had it in case I lost it. How the f... So I brought it just to lose it. Perfect, makes perfect sense. You don't know how much trouble I went through to get this doll. It's expensive. I'd even call it daylight robbery. And every time the Feiyun Commerce Guild had it in stock, I was in the mine. So I always missed my chance to purchase it. So now you bought it and lost it. Okay. But last time when my daughter saw another kid holding this doll in their arms, she had their eyes fixed on it. My daughter is such a considerate and sweet child. Ah, yes, of course. I would admire them so much more if they just called them a little shit, but I bought her this thing anyway. She knows that we aren't well off, so she never tells me what she wants. But a father always knows. So I asked my friend to buy one from the Feiyun Commerce Guild and send it to the mine. Should have sent her to the mine. I carried it with me all the way in case I lost it. Ah, good for you. Yeah, that didn't really help. Miners like us live off poor salary. After spending most of it on supporting the family, I ain't got much left. Then there was this doll that cost a fortune. Well, I can always earn more money, but I've already written to my daughter to tell her that I bought her the doll she wanted. I was supposed to face her when I return home this month. Wait. Well, maybe you shouldn't have told her, I don't know. Just get the bootleg version. Doll at home. You know the meme. Take Paimon. She's doll-sized. She never makes any complaints. Not that she wouldn't do so even if I returned home empty-handed, but... It'll simply break my heart to see the disappointment in her eyes. That's awful. Why don't we help him find the doll? That's what I'm here for. I saw the quest marker. Let's give it a try. The chasm's a pretty dangerous place, so let's return to the camp first together. Oh yeah, well, I was about to say you're for little girls, and it's, I think that might put you on a watch list. Then we'll come back and look for your doll. Really? Thank you so much. What? I take him back? What do you mean? Did I carry him? Jesus Christ, okay. My arms are stronger than they look. Cheating, is that you? Like, this game has made me realize how funny Chinese names are, and it makes me feel racist. I just can't help it. Where have you been? Buning has even sent men to the camp to look for you. He's a big guy, you should be able to find him. Traveler, so you're also here. What's going on? My toy is missing. What toy? Aren't you a bit too old for this? It could be one of the sexual nature. He's a miner, should be familiar with a bit of drilling. No, it's not mine. It's for my daughter. You know, the doll from the Feiyun Commerce Guild. It's about the size of my palm. Toy you brought for your daughter? Yeah, that's the one. But lost it. Is it really necessary to get so upset? Hey, that toy is for my daughter and I just bought it. My poor little girl, she didn't even get to take a look. Maybe it's better. It means she wouldn't be able to get attached to it. I was supposed to tell her that I lost her doll. Huh. Where did you find him, Traveler? Was it in the chasm? Yes. The chasm is like a complex labyrinth. The deeper you go, the creepier it becomes. Is that how labyrinths work? They're just inherently creepy? Or am I adding the X factor? Don't answer that. Cheating has always been a steady and dependable person. It seems being trapped down there has made him both emotionally and mentally vulnerable. It's not how that works. I'll send him up later. He will be fine with some rest. That has been the solution throughout my entire trip through the chasm. Just rest, you'll be fine. Blast it with a cannon, just take a rest. Your limbs will grow back. I'm not going back. I won't go unless I find the doll. The doll?
No worries, Traveler and Paimon will look for it. Finding the doll should help calm him down a bit.
Really? You'll help me look for my doll? Of course, I'll help. There's only so many places I went to when I descended into the mines. Please, you must find the doll. So be it. I'm going to bring him up. Munin was like a cat on hot bricks when he didn't show up during the head count. Now with him back, Munin can finally be at ease. By the way, please exercise caution when you go down. To be honest, it's no big if you don't find the doll. Yes. My poor daughter, how could I have lost your doll? I could have respected if they just let you not get the doll. Well, I guess that technically is always an option, you just never finish the quest. Hey, cheating, got anything more to say? Yeah, you're a failure as a parent. Hey, Jinwei, how are you doing? Oh, you here, what is it? You would like to remove you find your Lumen Stone? Maybe. If I only had the rocks. The cajones. The pure balls, I tell you. Ah. Great. More dialogue. Let's do this. Jichong. Travelers. How have things been? Pretty good. Are you feeling better? I'm still alive despite everything. How are you doing? I'm alright. But I wouldn't say I'm super good. I mean, you did hog all the exploration glory, didn't you? And fuck you. You couldn't do shit anyway. Come on, Jichong. Just stop running around everywhere already, or you'll end up like you did last time. Basically dead in a ditch. Alright, I won't. Thanks to your efforts, the chasm has become a lot safer. Geological peculiarities here have also, well, stabilized a fair bit. However, Jinwu and Khedve still need to conduct further analysis of that mysterious crystal's wavelength. Oh my god, there is crystal healing here. I think Khedve would have called it. I guess it's just some sort of weird Sumeru jargon. Whatever the case, we need to plant some beacons and get some of that data. Jinwu finally found the time to put those beacons together. And I need to put them down in a few specific locations to get the data we need. No more beacon placement, okay. After a while, we can go and collect it. Yeah, I've done this shit before, and Khedve will then sift through the data obtained. Previously, there were too many hazardous areas for us to do anything but perform data analysis from our camp. Now that you've cleared much of the way for us, we can use the beacons to get more accurate data. Well, having something to do is better than having nothing at all on your plate. Alright, do you mind coming with me when you're free? Either way. So, what's in it for me? Come on, that's way too direct. I thought Paimon would like to know too. This should be a milk run, but I doubt Jinwu won't have anything for you in return. I'll measure your beacon in a second. Wait, did it not track it? Oh, Jesus. Of course not. Why would it? Nope. Fuck it. Calling it a day. What a great adventure it's been. Cleared out mud. What an amazing piece of narrative.